Hi, I'm Fuling and I will be presenting on an experience of a track to compliance of ethic code. Before I begin my presentation, I'd like to thank one of my colleagues for sharing with me her experience at her previous company, which is XYZ Private Limited. XYZ Private Limited is a very organized company. Everyone was trusted to be capable and proficient at the task handed over to them. The department's area of work includes preparation of fixed asset movements, account receivables, and account payables. The financial period of the firm starts from 1st November and ends at 31st October every year. So in this scenario, there were two parties involved and one of them was the senior finance manager, Mrs. B, while the other party was Mrs. A, who was an accountant at XYZ Private Limited. Being a fresh graduate from university, Mrs. A was very excited to get recommended and employed into XYZ Private Limited by Mrs. B. During her employment, she was responsible for processing of fixed assets, such as disposals and additions of fixed assets. Knowing that Mrs. B had high expectations of her, Mrs. A was very diligent and accepted all the tasks given to her. Having insufficient experience and training, Mrs. A was actually confused and had troubles with the system being used to complete her task. Being eager to impress Mrs. B, she actually rushed to complete all of the tasks as early as possible. And as a result, at the end of the day, she found that she had actually processed the wrong disposal of a few assets. Also, she was hesitant to voice out her mistakes to the manager as the possibility of her losing her job were high. In this case, Mrs. A had actually faced self-interest threat when she did not surface her level of competence or experience to her manager. In addition, she also hesitated to confess about her mistake as she was afraid of getting fired. The fundamental principles being affected in this case were integrity and professional competence, as Mrs. A was unable to deliver her task to the expected standard. Furthermore, Mrs. A did not clarify her experience and admit her negligence. Therefore, she was not being truthful and professional. I believe that with appropriate safeguards, Mrs. A would be in compliance with the code. One safeguard Mrs. A could have applied would be to clarify her experience to the finance manager, Mrs. B. Or she could have requested a manager for more time. The first safeguard would be a better choice as Mrs. A could have gotten assistance and guidance from the manager instead of figuring out the task on her own. With that, I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you.